Lucy.
And we're XX Science. So, today we're going to be talking about the C word.
What?
Chemicals.
Oh, okay.
So, the reason this C word has become so important is because a lot of people, you hear it all the time, sort of going, oh, go chemical free.
Stop counting calories, start counting chemicals.
If you can't pronounce an ingredient, don't eat it. One, quinoa. That's supposed to be hilariously healthy, and the number of people I hear mispronouncing that.
I called it for a long time.
Yeah, so there's a lot of sort of fads that have grown up around this word chemicals. So we're going to talk a little bit today about how terminology can actually be quite important, and people not understanding that can lead to actually some kind of dangerous things. A really good example of this is the great dihydrogen monoxide hoax. So this has actually been done by several radio presenters over the years, of basically announcing that dihydrogen monoxide has contaminated the water supply, and people genuinely freaked out. And if you look at it, dihydrogen monoxide means 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen, or H2O, or water.
And I think it's because, in general, a lot of people think chemical. Oh, that sounds awful. I don't want actually any of that. But what is chemical?
So a chemical is anything made up of elements.
Everything.
Which is everything.
Is chemicals.
Everything is chemical.
But not everything is an element.
Not everything's an element. Also, if it's above the temperature of plasma. Anyway, not getting into that.
So, for example, the other day I was, just scrolling through Facebook and I saw this chemical-free microwave cleaning hack.
Was it just leaving it alone?
No, it was mixing lemon juice and vinegar and water, putting it in your microwave, heating it up. So, in other words, mixing 2 acids together with a solvent and boiling them. So, mixing citric acid, which is lemon juice, vinegar, which is ethanoic acid, and water, which is a solvent. So it's not chemical free at all.
A lot of chemicals going on in there.
Lots of chemicals, but not man-made chemicals.
And not in a spray bottle.
It's not bleach. You could put it in a spray bottle and it would be equally as effective. But it's not using bleach. It's not using something man-made. It's not using lots of complicated things, and that's the difference, is that a lot of people seem to think that chemicals means man-made chemicals, whereas it doesn't, and that actually does lead to a lot of misinterpretation. A lot of people as well, it's quite easy nowadays on the internet to look like you know a lot about something when you actually have no qualifications for it. So Lucy and I are both science students at university. We're both in our 3rd year, so we do actually know quite a lot about science. But a lot of what we're saying as well, you can go and double check quite easily and find.
And the reason we know that this is factual, we know that this has been tested, is due to things called citations.
Yeah.
So you can go and check. If somebody says something, they say it's scientific fact, or they say this study has done this, you can go and check that, and it will be peer reviewed by scientists whose job it is to try and prove people wrong, to try and get science moving. That's how we know that these things are correct currently.
Yeah. So there's certain
that's the
people
difference
as well who want to make money off this
fear mongering.
Yeah, it's fear mongering, but they also quite often fearmonger and then offer their own branded alternative, which is chemical free and supernatural and organic.
£12.50 a bottle.
And very expensive quite often as well.
I mean, there's a lot of people will know of the advocates of this chemical free lifestyle, which I find very funny. Starving to death is a chemical free lifestyle. And one of the quotes of one of the head honchos of this movement includes, chlorophyll is the first product of light and therefore contains more light energy than any other element. That is someone who does not understand GCSE biology, and therefore
GCSE chemistry.
Or GCSE chemistry, and therefore should not be the person that people are listening to and changing their lifestyles around because she thinks that this is healthy.
And she also thinks that chlorophyll is an element, which is
not
fundamentally wrong. Chlorophyll is a chemical as well, made up of many elements. So this is somebody advocating a chemical-free lifestyle who literally mentions elements, which they're not called elements, they're called chemical elements.
And another good one that I find quite funny, because this is while trying to sell their juice. Chlorophyll can be extracted from many plants, but wheatgrass is superior because it's been found to contain over 100 elements needed by man. Okay, 100 elements. How many elements are there?
118.
How many are radioactive?
A lot. More than enough to mean 100. Also, quite a few of the 100 elements are unreactive gases.
Yeah, well, like neon,
argon, xenon, stuff in light bulbs.
Stuff we really don't need, like uranium.
Mercury.
Don't need
arsenic, literal poison.
You don't need. So that quote is just wrong.
Yeah. So we're not saying that all chemicals are good.
Oh God, no.
There are definitely some natural, very dangerous chemicals.
Plutonium.
Yeah, arsenic again. One of pretty bad poison. But there are also, not every man-made chemical is bad. For example, a lot of people go on and on about chemicals causing cancer, while forgetting that chemicals, drugs, man-made drugs, also help cure cancer. It is perfectly natural to be eaten by a bear. It is perfectly natural to be infected with Ebola. So natural is not always good.
One of the most powerful toxins in the world is secreted by a frog.
Yeah.
We didn't make that.
Natural is not always good. Man-made chemical is not always bad, and chemical does not mean man-made.
Those are just the things we need to sort out, because there is a lot of fear-mongering about this, and a lot of misinformation being touted on the internet. And the thing is, I get it if you want to say, if the synthetic chemicals, the man-made added chemicals, I kind of get it if you're like, okay, I don't want my food to contain much of that because we have evolved in a time when that wasn't around. But we're living in this time now, and there are reasons those chemicals are there. So pesticides, the reason that they're there.
Yeah, and actually at the moment with the current population, if we didn't have pesticides, we wouldn't be able to produce enough food using the land we have to survive, which would actually lead to more problems like deforestation.
Or mass global starvation.
Yeah, so, you could say that maybe that would be a good thing and that would be natural, but personally I think that destroying what little rainforest we have left is kind of the opposite of that kind of thought process.
Yeah.
We need to bear in mind that not everybody on the internet actually knows what they're talking about. That it's actually also very, very easy to just Google and define some of these terms like chemical, and you can, if you do see something on the back of a food packet that you're not familiar with, Google it. Literally just look it up. It will probably be on Wikipedia saying this is man-made.
Or don't be scared by there's e-numbers that the only reason they're numbered is because the name of them is too long to print on the back of the packet.
Yeah.
But there are e-numbers that have been there's one that's taken from a seaweed that is a little bit like gelatin kind of. It creates gelatinous foods.
I guess what we're kind of saying is we need some more adjectives. So we need dangerous and man-made to be stuck in front of chemical. We need to calm down a little bit. Because it's not always meant in a bad way. So this chemical-free cleaning microwave hack, that's not going to hurt anyone.
No,
but sometimes
it
will.
Can. So one of the things that these people on the who do kind of fearmonger on the internet, they might say there is an ingredient that is in salad dressing and on fast food and in loads of these things that in a high enough concentration can burn through your skin. And you go, oh my God, I don't want to eat that salad dressing. And you find out it's vinegar. So
water can kill you.
Oh yeah, you can drown in water. So
by drinking too much of it as well. You can drown by drinking too much water. Not inhaling it, by drinking it. A lot of things in too high concentration can kill you. But it's, for example, people say that there's arsenic in apple pips, so you wouldn't have to eat them. You'd need to eat something like more than 200 apples in a single sitting. You'd die of something else before you got poisoned by the arsenic. Just be careful. Don't often let fear-mongering get to you, and also make sure that you check whether the person who's informing you of something has some sort of ulterior motive. Because we're not saying that all companies who promote man-made chemicals are necessarily good either. But even somebody who seems, totally like they're portraying a very, very good cause, sort of going natural and going organic and going that sort of thing, make sure they're not trying to sell you their horrendously expensive own line foods, because then they've probably got a little bit of investment in trying to make you buy it.
Yeah, and also be aware that if you are somebody who, you might go organic, and that's fine, but don't tell other people they should, because not everyone can afford that, and not everyone can live that kind of lifestyle. If you say no, you need to cut out all of these things.
Yeah, sometimes it's not an option for everybody, but if you can do it and you want to, by all means, as long as it's not hurting anyone.
Just keep yourself informed about what is and isn't dangerous, because then you might stop eating something because you think it's really bad. It could be your favourite food and it's fine.
Yeah. If you've got any comments about this, I have a feeling this might bring out some interesting ones. Just comment below on our video, or find us on Twitter at xx_science.
Or on Facebook /xxscience.
So please like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel. I've been Beth.
I've been Lucy.
And
we've been XX Science.